Good evening, everybody. I hope I'm visible to all of you. You are also able to listen to me. If you're able to listen to me, just give a thumbs up so that I know that some of you are already there. Welcome, Priyanka. Thank you. So, are you excited about today evening? See, this is a pretty interesting medium. I'm speaking to a screen, and I know many of you are out there. My job is to keep your attention such that you really remain engaged. And this can happen only if I am excited and I'm able to share that with you. A couple of things that I promised to you are what all is possible for you when you're excited, and also that excitement is contagious, right? So if I'm excited, you'll definitely be excited if you're talking to each other, all right? And also that a lot is possible when there is some energy, there's some enthusiasm, some excitement around there. This is something what I want to share with you. And most important, what does it take to be excited? What does it take to really bring in that energy in our conversation? So this was the topic which I chose when Riddhi spoke to me. And I thought, let me speak to you on a topic which I would like to listen to. And that's what I'm here for. So let me take a couple of seconds or maybe some time to share with you who am I, so that at least you get to know who's the person on the other side of the screen. So I'm Atul Puri. I run a platform called eGrowth. eGrowth is the purpose of eGrowth is to bring business owners together and help them grow the business. And we've been doing this for almost 4 years now, with a humble beginnings in the city of Mumbai while I had a full-time job, right? What I realized was that the small businesses, they need a lot of support. A small business is a businessman is into the business the entire day, and he has to fend for himself. So what if there was a support structure available for him to build his business? That is what e-growth is all about. So from there, I quit my corporate job, worked with a startup for some time, and then started on my own. So right now, as I speak to you, it's really encouraging for me and for all of us on the platform that we got around 9,000 people who are there on this platform from around 80 plus cities. And one of the key factors for having brought this kind of a growth is excitement, is enthusiasm. Every morning when I wake up, I look at what next. आज क्या करना है? Because every minute that I spend or every new creation that I bring, that impacts a large number of businesses. And not just today, also in the future. It has the potential to alter somebody's life. It has the potential to alter many people's lives. All right. So that is what excitement can bring. So when I spoke to Riddhi a couple of weeks back, she said that you come for a talk to the people at Lajja. I did not really know what is it going to be like. I didn't really know what will I create for all of you. But the moment it settled for me that I have something to give to you, it just altered the entire conversation. And that is what I'm here for. So I've got a humble request. Let me have some questions from your side so that we make it more interactive, so that we bring in a lot more energy around here. Otherwise, I'll keep on mumbling something. Some of you might remain glued for it for some time and walk out. But some of you would just keep the screen on and just be waiting for something interesting to happen. Can I have some questions, please? I can see there are 4 people right now here. Okay, let's see what all is possible by just bringing about excitement and energy in life. Now, I've got a niece who's just around 4 years old. All right. So she goes to a play school. Once she comes back, she wants to see the entire place. So she will go to each and every nook and corner in the house. All right. So I've got a question here. Does excitement play a role in startups? Well, definitely it does. Startup is all about uh, uh, excitement and energy. Startup is about a business business or maybe a platform or an engagement model which has probably not existed. All right. So in such a scenario, you need to look at what is it that can be helpful to millions of other people. And that can happen only when you are consistently in a state of high energy. All right. So I am running a startup myself. So every day I make it a point that I speak to a number of people. And every conversation that I have, all what I'm looking at is what can be of value to this gentleman or this person out there. And in that, I figure out when I do something. So, for example, in e-growth, we've got the 3 basic principles are uh, collaboration, excellence, and opportunities. All right. Collaboration is all about bringing people together, and people can come together only if there's a bonding. A bonding can happen only if there is some excitement when you want to meet somebody. So when we go to our college days or maybe to our school days, we really want to meet up with those guys. That's because we are able to relate to or go back to those days where we did not have really much to do. And all what we had was relationships. The moment we bring the same to our business, the moment we bring the same to our workplace, it becomes an interesting thing to go to the office again. So does that quite answer your question? Next question. Okay, so I'll dwell further on, does excitement play a role in the startups? Startups generally would have 3 sides to it. One side is the consumer, somebody who's going to use your the startup or the offering that you're creating. Now, for that, there needs to be a bond. Okay, this bond can happen only when there is some engagement, when you're creating value. Excitement is a kind of value which you create for the users. All right. The other as the second side of a startup is the startup itself, the body itself, which is being built every day. Okay. Startups invariably begin with one person having an idea. So e-growth was my idea. Okay. One fine day when in the middle of the night, I was driving from, I think, from Dadar to Kandivali, and I was at the JVLR flyover. And I was sitting with a friend of mine. He asked me, what next? I said, productivity at molecular level. He asked me, can you say something more about it? So I said, what it means is that Ayurveda says your body is healthy when all the pores of your body are healthy. Similarly, your business is healthy when all aspects of business are doing well. This one idea, this one conversation changed my entire life. I got into this conversation of looking at what else can be brought in. Then we created a survey, and after that, we created an event which was called eGrowth at Biz. This was on the 1st of November 2014 at Andheri Road. And that is when I realized that this small idea, it had a complete life of its own. So now I started getting into, from I being a lone ranger, I needed to build a team. Now to build a team, I would need to get more people to buy into my idea. And that can happen only when I am able to pass on some of my excitement. Today, in this conversation, when I'm speaking to you, if you're not able to relate to what I'm saying, this will be of no good. All right. So there is some amount of excitement which I bring into this conversation. Only then you'll stick on. Okay. So we've spoken about two aspects of a startup. One is the end user. The second is the startup, the body itself. And the third is a supporting structure, which in turn supports the startup to deliver. Okay. Now, this can be maybe the government, it can be the other linkages, it can be other businesses who support the startup. All right. So even there, I need to, as a startup owner, I need to go and build a relationship with them. Right. So for any relationship, the bottom line is excitement. Okay. We can take this to the relationship between spouses. We can take it to the relationship between the corporates. We can take it to the relationship on the workplace, or maybe the relationship that we built while we were in school or in college. Okay, that's how important excitement is. Today, if one of my friends who's been in US for past couple of years, he just sent me a message that I'm going to be in Delhi, or there's a stopover in Delhi. I'm so excited. I would keep all my stuff away and ensure that I'm able to go and meet up with him at the airport. So this means driving 25 kilometers and maybe setting aside 5 to 6 hours just for a conversation which will last maybe around 15-20 minutes. That is what excitement does for us. Is there something interesting for you? Excitement is so interesting that it brings the kid in us. It brings out the excitement in all manners, right? So you look at the kids. You would have your own kids, or you will be able to see other kids of other people. So when they're in the grounds, or they're in the malls, or they're in the school, they are able to see a possibility in anything. Okay, if there is a candy nearby, they want to have that candy. Okay, for us there is nothing in that candy, but for that kid, the pink color, the green color, the blue color, all of that is really exciting. Okay, or we take the kid, or we are passing by a garden, they would like to go to the merry-go-round and spend some time there, or just walking through if there is yeah. So there's another question. After starting up of the business, after some time excitement gets decreased, how to keep it at the point of time? Interesting question, right? So life. So my first question is, why do you think that the excitement goes down? All right. So while I get this answer from Priyanka or from somebody else also. So why does the excitement go down? The excitement goes down because we're not really able to see a future for what we've created, or at times we get bogged down by so many things coming up. Okay, so if I were in a corporate job and every day it is the same job, maybe going to maybe if I'm working with a bank, and every day all what I'm doing is going to the bank, being a clerk there, and handling cash and everything. All right. So here she says maybe because of less response. Now, less response is again a function of how much relatedness we have. Okay, so everything what we create, so we've got to keep on looking at what will help us increase the response or what will help us build that connectivity. Okay, so right now I'll give you examples of real time what we've been dealing in our business. Okay, so we've got a large community in Mumbai, a pretty large community in Delhi, and also pretty large community in Pune and other cities across India. Okay, but the physical meetings are not happening. We call these as e-growth mixers. Okay, so we keep on trying them, and sometimes there are 8 people, sometimes there are 5 people, sometimes so and spending so much of time and only 5 people being there, so that kind of puts me off. All right, so then I come back and look at what is it that we're not providing, or the other way around, what is it that will by providing that there, the people would like to come over. Okay, now this is my job, because whose baby is it? If I am the one who's running the startup, or if I am the one who's in that job, it is my job. It is not the job of the company to come and help me be excited. I've got to look at what is it that is missing. Now, what is missing? It could simply be that we are getting so much into the process that the energy is getting out of it. All right, or it may be related to uh, it becoming so mechanical that one entry comes in and another entry goes out. So whenever in life, so that happens even in our family life. Okay, between spouses, as the life starts becoming more and more mechanical, the fizz goes out. So then we've got to figure out what is it that we can bring in. Now this has a different answer for everybody, so this cannot be a generic answer. Does this answer your question? Any other questions? So one of the things what I promised to you is, what does it take to remain excited? So what does it take to remain excited is that you've got to believe in your own idea. Okay, so if I am in a relationship, I am the one who committed to that relationship, and to ensure that that relationship continues or that grows on everyday basis, I need to look at what is it that I can provide, right? I also need to look in that the other partner, what is important for him. If it is a one-way street that I am vocal about what I want, I am vocal about what I am not getting, then what will happen is the other partner, he starts becoming suffocated. And the moment that suffocation starts coming in, creeping in, the response it goes down, or the excitement that goes down. And that happens for both. The same thing happens in our corporate world as well. When I go to, so if I'm building a startup for a couple of weeks, it is my startup, it is my idea. All right. And if I am not able to see some new ways on an ongoing fashion, what will happen is the people who are engaged in this idea, they'll fizzle away. So at that point in time, I need to bring in something new. So to give you a case in point, at eGrowth, during Women Day, we thought, why not bring in some excitement for all the people who are engaged with e-growth. So we started a campaign called My Journey. So we invited all the women entrepreneurs and women achievers to come and write their journey. So I created a form and I shared it with the women. At that point in time, I thought that we should have at least 1,000 responses. And with this in mind, we would have reached out to around maybe 4,000, 5,000 women across India. Many of you would have also got that message. And some of you would have responded and your articles got published. The others, you would have thought, let go of it, right? So what we got out of that is that over a period of around 15 days, we had 50 responses and all of them got published on eGrowth. You can go and read them over there right now. Okay, so this is something what we did to bring in some more excitement. So like this, so if you look at Laja, this conversation that I'm having with you, this is also one way of keeping excitement alive. All right, so bring in something new which will bring the people together, which will be another reason for people to come and engage with the platform. All right, now these reasons could be notional reasons. These could be reasons which relate directly to you, to your life. All right, so like this there can be a lot more around it. Okay, I also said that we will speak about exponential growth. So if you look at growth generally, so whether it is in life or in business or otherwise, so growth would come either in spikes, means you have a high rate of growth for some time. So this growth, you may replace the word growth with love or affection, anything. So for some time, it goes like a spike up and down. Okay. And then during that period of time, you are like consumed by that one idea. Think of a period when you maybe fell into a relationship with, fell in love with somebody or your somebody. During the courtship period, you were just consumed by that idea that he is the man. All right, everything what he would do, what he would say, what he looks like, everything kind of triggered, and that was so exciting for you, right? So this is like spikes. So over a period of time that faded out, or that gave way to something else. Or those of you who are parents, the day you got to know that you are going to be parents, you shifted from one domain to another domain. All of a sudden there was so much of excitement in your life. There was, you were entering or going into an uncharted area. You did not know what all can happen there, or what it is like to have a baby and to kind of deal with a baby. And that kind of the blood rushed through your body. You look at your sensations, your body sensations. You were so much in excitement at that point in time. All right, and then there is another growth, which is a linear growth, means which is consistently there. कि ऑफिस जाना है, रोज जा रहे हैं ना, सुबह डब्बा तैयार किया, डब्बा रखा, गए, 7:40 की लोकल स्टेशन से पकड़ी और जाकर ऑफिस पहुंच गए. और you if you are somebody who drives a car, in a very mechanical manner you get into the car, go to the office, and in a regular routine every year you are getting an increment, some 5%, 10%. If it becomes 12%, then you are like on top of the world, that amazing growth has happened, right? This is a linear growth, so there is a gradual increment. Now we're talking about an exponential growth. Exponential growth is about, means as the time passes, the rate of growth itself increases. Just think of it. I mean, for me, I have goosebumps just thinking of it. If I am into a relationship which grows every day, right? We have experienced relationships which diminish every day. Now we're talking about a relationship which grows every day. Now, that is a domain which we've not thought of. Think of it, what will it take to build this kind of relationship? So to build this kind of a relationship, what you would do is, or what is the kind of person that you would be such that this relationship exists? So when I'm saying relationship, this is equally true for my business. What can I bring into my business such that it grows on an everyday basis? All right. Now, this could be that as I start building, that is the time when I am learning about it, right? So every day I get to know a new aspect of the business or about the relationship, and I start making mental notes about it. Over a period of time, what happens is every time this kind of situation comes, I know how to deal with it. So I'm able to deal with it with less or no stress, or maybe with more excitement. So that is why the results that happen, those grow. Okay, with the same effort, my results keep on growing. This is what I mean by an exponential growth. Okay, so your energy which gets used, it reduces, and the results that come are increasing on an everyday basis or on an every hour basis. This is what I mean by exponential growth. Just take a moment and think, if this is the kind of growth that you experience in your life, wouldn't life be exciting? Wouldn't life be worth living? The only thing I can think of, or what all of us can relate to, is being a child. Okay, as a child, you're learning every moment and you're being happy about everything what is happening around you. Okay, when you're born, you are still, you're just not able to move, and you're depending on everybody else. And that is the time when you're learning who are your friends. What I mean, friends, who are your family, who are the warm people around you. And what do? You start learning the touch. This is my mom's touch. This is my father's touch. This is my dadi's touch. Right? And then every time your mom touches you, you're so happy. And then you start realizing that you can also move your body. You've got feet. And the day you start getting those feet, you realize that you've got the feet, you start crawling. And the moment you start crawling, there's a new world which opens for you. You were restricted only to a cot, and then the entire house becomes your place. And then you are able to get everybody on their toes. Your mom is on the toes, your daddy is on the toes, your father is on the toes, and you are going under the sofa, under the bed, over the bed, falling from the bed, and doing everything. Why? Because you are excited. You got something new. Imagine the same thing is happening in our office also. And then you realize that now you can stand up and walk and maybe start running around. And then your entire family is afraid. They go and lock the doors so that you don't walk out of the doors and onto the road or down the staircase. This is what a small kid can do, the amount of excitement he brings to the entire life, right? Or rather, the amount of life a kid brings into your family. That is exponential growth. In a span of around 3 years, as parents, you experience that warmth every moment. Imagine if you are able to do the same in your business. The day you conceive a business, next day you have 10 customers, and these 10 customers give you feedback, and with that feedback you build 100 customers, and these 100 customers, they not only become your customers, they also become your partners. All right. So when they become your partners, they actually become a part of your life. They become a part of your business. They become stakeholders in your business. This is how your business grows exponentially. People who came in to just for a transaction, to give you a couple of rupees and take away the service or the product, they start coming back and saying, this is what you can take and build your business. Or rather, I will put my name, I can vouch for your business, right? That is how exponential growth happens in your business. Can we have some more questions? It's kind of lonely on this side of the screen. Knock, knock. Is there anybody? Or do I need to continue speaking to the screen itself? All right. So let's look at the yet one more aspect. Excitement is contagious. So how many of you, do you know what is the meaning of the word contagious? Can I have one response for that? Do you know what's contagious? No one. All right. So contagious is when my state or my energy gets transferred to somebody. Fantastic. So, Julie, what is contagious? So, what according to you is contagious? Means we are habituated. All right. Something more? So, have you ever seen that if and we pass it to somebody else? Yes, that is what I was looking at. Right. So there are enthusiasm, excitement is also something that we pass on to somebody else. So if I am laughing or at something, or if I'm smiling, all of a sudden I will experience that there are people around me who also start smiling just because I was smiling. Have you experienced that? Well, I have. Yeah. So what if we are able to share this excitement with everybody around us, right? So for that, the excitement has, I have to be at the source of excitement. So how do we bring that in? Any answers? Yes, it's great to have, and that is how excitement is. Fantastic. So just think of it. I started talking about excitement being contagious, and in the past couple of seconds, we've got 6 responses. So far, for me, it was more like a monologue. We had around maybe 10 messages exchanged in about half an hour, and in the past couple of seconds, we've got 6 of these messages. Right. So Julie says this can be contagious by being on a high level of energy. And Elia says being happy. All right. So it is so simple. So my next question is, what does, okay. So Elia says by looking happy. So happiness is so transparent that you can never look happy. Either you are happy or you are not happy. And when you are happy, that happiness spreads. It's like a warm handshake. When you go and give a hug or maybe shake a hand with somebody, the other person really knows that whether that is a genuine handshake, whether that's a genuine hug, or it is just a formality. Have you experienced that? Yes, like kids. Kids, they're fighting like cats and dogs, and in a couple of seconds, they are pals once again. Can you see it? Have you experienced that excitement? Whenever I see a kid, so okay, I'm just reading out a message. Whenever I see a kid, always have a smile on my face. Amazing, isn't it? You may or may not be related to that kid, but you can see that warmth around the kid, and that gets transferred to you. All right. So, so that's so interesting. Now, how do we build that? See, so uh, what I want each one of you to take away today is one, have this excitement in your life, and second, ensure that you spread this excitement all around. Okay. Today, once this session gets over, how about you, means your husband, your wife, your parents, your kids, they should experience that there is a new you who's meeting them at 9 o'clock now, immediately after this conversation happens. Do you think that's possible? Okay, so Julie says, do guide us on that. So you've been telling yourself that the kids are on high level of energy, right? So that's all what we need. Well, that's all what I need, right? Today, right now, my experience is that I am speaking to maybe 100,000 people on the other side of the screen. Do I see those people? No. But my experience is that this talk which I'm having with you, this is to those 100,000 people. And that experience is bringing this conversation. I know that through this conversation, we are going to impact millions of people on this planet. And that is what brings the excitement or the energy around, right? Yeah, so Purvi says that's why it is advisable to stay in child ego state whenever needed. So there is nothing called as needed. You can be in a child state always, even when you are signing a multi-million-dollar contract, right? See, we're not going to take away anything with us when we're moving out of this planet, right? In fact, we won't even have the time to figure out what all we can take. So in such a scenario, what if people behind you, people who are left behind, they are able to remember you for the great things, for some of the energy that you've transferred to them? So the next question is, but is it possible to remain excited all the times? So my answer is yes. Second, if you are excited all the time, you will not value excitement anymore. Right? It's like black and white. You are able to see white in a black background, right? Or you are able to see black in a white background. Similarly, unless you have lived a state where the excitement is not as high, you will not value excitement. So that balance, I think that's important. That's critical in life. Does that make sense? And yes, it is possible to remain excited all the time. So for remaining excited all the time, there are a couple of things which we need to look at. One of them is giving up. You know, what is it? One of the things which takes away the excitement from life, it is you end up tying knots. Every time there is some issue which happens, something which, some unpleasant incidents happens in life, you make a knot and keep it in your memory. And then the moment happiness comes, you again pull out that knot and say, Dekha, aisa hua tha. And then all your excitement goes out of the window. And aisa hua tha, तुमने ऐसा किया था, तुम्हारी यहां से वैसा हुआ था. And that is how we ourselves throw our excitement out of the window. Does it make sense? So at that point in time, if you are courageous enough to let go of things, right? There are enough and more Saas Bahu stories where the sole purpose of the Saas is to take the happiness of the Bahu, and the sole purpose of the Bahu is to take the happiness of the Saas. And at the core is some unworthy incidents which happen in life, and you just keep on revisiting them, till the time your entire life is about those unworthy incidences. And in the process, what is it, the payoff? You end up losing an appreciable time of your life. We pay for such things by our health, by our happiness, by being discontent, and by becoming a stone over a period of time. Is it worth it? Hello. Any other questions? Okay. So some water break for me. So you want to hear more from the business side, or do you want to hear more from the general life side, or from the family side? Hello. Have you seen the impact of excitement in your life? When I'm saying have you seen the impact of excitement in your life, have you really seen that there have been times when you have been able to make, all right, any simple self-applied tips and tools with which we can retain excitement? The simplest tool is let go. Okay. And I know it is very difficult, very difficult. How can I go and shake hands with somebody with whom I fought 50 years ago, 1000 years ago? Think of it, if you just extend your hand, what is it that the other person can do? He has only one choice, and that is to extend a hand and shake hands with you. I still have to come across people who are really rude, who will not extend a hand to you. All right? Let go. Okay? Imagine what is it that you can achieve by letting go. The moment you let go, okay, I'll give you a very exciting, very interesting, uh, not a story, example. Think of a scenario that there is a mouse which comes into your house. All right. Now you've got 3 or 4 different possibilities. One is you would feed him rat poison. He will eat and die. Okay. Second possibility is that is the time when you would get all the brooms and kill the rat. And the third possibility is you just open the door, allow the rat to run away. Okay. And the moment you open the door, allow the rat to run away, then what happens is the rat is still living. You don't lose your energy chasing the rat. Okay. And there is no bloodshed happening in your house. Right. Now, this is an example of letting go. So think of it, all the conversations which come into your life, and you just keep on holding on to them. And in that process, you're not able to see so much else which is happening in your life. Okay, so Julie says, it happens with me. I can let go, but then some excitement doesn't come back. It comes, same excitement does not come naturally. Fantastic. That's a fair point. All right. वो कहते हैं ना रायता फैल जाता है. Okay. सो रायता फैल जाता है, उसके बाद में उसको साफ किया जाता है ना, कटके के साथ साफ किया जाता है, but still there is some smell which remains. Okay, so you'll have to give it some time. It is easier to do something than to undo it. Okay, my dad used to say that when you tie a knot, okay, he used to say in Punjabi, ਹੱਥ ਦੀਆਂ ਬੰਨੀਆਂ ਦੰਦਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਖੋਲਣੀਆਂ ਪੈਂਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ. What that means is when you tie a knot with your hand and you have to open that knot, you'll have to use your teeth to open it. So it is so difficult to undo something. All right. So letting go, it's a task of courage. It takes a lot of energy and you've got to be there. And I promise you, the dividends are awesome. Julie, does that answer your question, or is that helpful for you? Will that be great for your life? Thank you. Anything else? So for me, this entire conversation has been really exciting, right? I know I have never seen you people. I don't know if I will ever see you people in person. But just having had this opportunity to contribute or to just kind of be in a state that we're having a conversation, right? That itself brings so much of excitement around. When I talk about exponential growth, in one shot, in this 1 hour conversation, I'm able to reach out to thousands of people. That thought itself is so amazing, right? Think of what is it that you can do on an everyday basis. What is it that you can drop? And what is it that you can embrace? Okay. An embrace is always warm. Okay. Forgiving somebody for something what happened, consciously or unconsciously, that restore the energy that you have. Right. And the moment that energy is there, all what you can do is be excited about it. Okay. So so Julie says she will retain no sir, will retain my excitement. Thank you for sharing the knowledge. So my only request is, don't start with a no. Start with a yes. So as the kids, they say yo, right? That itself, the word itself has so much of excitement. Does it make sense? Any other questions? Anything else you want to ask me? Or any feedback for me? So we're in the last 10 minutes of the conversation. So it'll be really great to hear from you and get contributed from each one of you. Okay, I'll keep on waiting for the messages. So let me take this period for maybe sharing something about what we do at eGrowth. So eGrowth, we call ourselves as the world's first BAD network. The BAD stands for Business Advisory and Business Development. The intent here is to work with the business owners and help them advise or help them overcome the challenges in their business, and also help them grow their business in all different aspects. And we've taken a distributed approach to this. A business owner, he can be anywhere and he can use any platform what he wants. He can be on WhatsApp, he can be on Facebook, on LinkedIn, or on our portal, which is egrowth.biz. He can go and create his profile there and get connected to millions of business owners around. All right. The idea itself has been so exciting for me that I am somebody who has been in the corporate space for more than 20 years. I quit my job and got into this business because I know what I'm creating creates a lot of value for somebody else. Yeah, so this is another point which I would like to share and maybe dwell with you people. One of the mechanisms or one of the methods of creating excitement is the thought process of contributing to somebody else. Okay, there cannot be something larger than your contribution to somebody else. Okay, so today when Riddhi created this Lajja, she started as a lone ranger one day somewhere. I don't know the entire story, but then she shared that she was standing in a place of contribution. How, as Riddhi, she can contribute to women on this planet. And that is how Lajja got created somewhere. And then one day she spoke to somebody, and this person, uh, she also came along and said that, okay, I'll be your partner. And then from one became two, and these two became four, and then four became eight, and then rest is history. Today, so many of you across multiple cities on this planet are glued to this platform. Right? So this is a clear demonstration of being excited, remaining excited, and everything, every time excitement went out, bringing excitement back into life. Okay, and the sole purpose or sole thing behind it has been contribution. The moment you start thinking about something outside of you, the moment you start thinking about somebody else, you are becoming larger than yourself. And the moment you are larger than yourself, you got energy which you can't even imagine. And that energy keeps on flowing outside. Okay. And the other aspect is sulking. The moment you are sulking for any reason, you are drawing energy. and this energy sucks. Now, choice is yours whether you want to be the source of the energy and keep on radiating energy, or you want to suck energy, isn't it? And just close your eyes and imagine whether you look great sulking or whether you look great when you are radiating energy. And this is, I think, all what I can say at this stage. Can I have some more comments? It's lonely out here. Hello, knock knock. Some more comments, please. So, has this session been interesting for you guys? Some thumbs up, some thumbs down, something, some remarks, what I can improve, what I've not delivered, what you expected, whether that has been fulfilled. Indeed, an exciting session. Thank you. What else? Some more comments. Arey yaar, please. Otherwise, I'll start sulking. Do you want me to be sulking or do you want me to be radiating energy? Thank you. What else? What else would you like to listen for? Right. So, see, excitement was a topic which I did not know myself. How can I create that? But I thought this was something what I wanted to listen to. And I delivered to you what I wanted to listen to you. And I'll keep on looking for your comments, your responses, so that we can add more value to the people around, so that we can make this planet a happier place, a more exciting place. So the next question is how to retain excitement in my job. So I can go into a tunnel. What is your job? What do you do? How do you do? And that can be a very mundane thing. The other aspect is to look at what is it that can add energy to you or add energy to the people around you. All right. As a thumb rule, if you are somebody who's contributing to others, there is bound to be excitement. Okay. Let me give you a very simple example. Okay. My Nanaji, he used to run a shop in a small town called Dalhousie in Himachal Pradesh. And he used to go to the shop at around 8 o'clock in the morning. And you know what was the sole purpose for which he used to go? For him, the only reason for going or being at the shop when none of the shops were open was that there are small kids who go to the school. They would need pencils, they would need pens, they would need notebooks. And if he does not open that shop, they will not be able to get it. At that point in time, I never knew this. Today, when I look back and I ask, what is it that allowed him to remain excited about it? Was that one thing. He was creating future of this country in his own way by helping students with notebooks, pencils, erasers, pens. Is that good enough a reason for you to remain excited about your job? Tell me, I'm listening. So we're at 9 o'clock. Thanks a lot for all your time, and thanks for your questions. Thanks for listening to me. It's been awesome. Okay. Keep the excitement alive, and I'm available anytime. You can search me on eGrowth. You can search for me on Facebook. You can search for me on LinkedIn. My name is Atul Puri. Thanks for your precious time. Wish you excitement always. And I love you. Thank you. And I'm signing off.